Hi everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Cricket. On some of my videos, when I make something, at the end of my video I show everything that I fixed for supper that night. And one night I showed that I made some Cabbage and Kale Slaw. And a subscriber friend of mine named Beth, and she has a YouTube channel, and I'm going to link her channel in the description below, requested that I make a video on how I make the Cabbage and Kale Slaw. First of all, really, it depends on how much you want to make. I don't measure this. I bought a head of cabbage today. I'm only using half of it. I bought a bunch of kale, which I'm really into kale. I buy this every week. Make sure that when you, we're going to be using this raw, so make sure you wash your vegetables real good. And especially your kale, and open up the leaves and stuff, because last week my bunch had a ladybug hiding down in there. So I've got it all washed and it's drying, and I'm going to dry it. And I have me a bunch of fresh parsley. If you don't have fresh parsley, that's fine. You can use dried. And I just have a bunch of kale, my cabbage. So on my cabbage, I like my slaw chopped fine. Y'all know this about me. I like everything kind of chopped fine. I don't like nothing real thick and chunky. So for my cabbage, I'm going to use my food processor and use this one that grates. And that's for my cabbage. And when I get ready to do my kale and parsley, I'll show you how I do that. My slaw is real simple. You'll probably faint when you see the amount of mayonnaise that I put in there. I don't put sugar or nothing like that in my slaw. And rarely do I put carrots, because the only person here that likes carrots is Ricky. So I can eat them cooked. Don't really want them raw. Anyway, let me get the cabbage dried, get it grated up, and then I'll bring you back. There's my cabbage shredded up. Now I'm on to the kale. Now in my food processor, and I'm not going to rinse it out, it's just where we had cabbage in there. I'm using the blade part. I'm not going to send it through the grater. So I'm going to dry it. And then I don't want to use that thick stem. I'm just going to toss it in there, away from the stem. And it may take me a couple of times to do this. I don't want to overcrowd it. And also I'm going to do that with my parsley. Just break it up and throw that in there too. And then I'll bring you back once I get it all. I'm just going to pulse it. I don't want to do that on camera, because this food processor is loud. It's so loud that it actually hurts your ears. And you have to cover your ears or stuff your ears, because it's loud. The first time I got it as a Christmas present, and the first time I used it, it startled me so bad because it was so loud. I'm going to mute. I'm going to just show you how I do it. So I'm going to mute this part of the video. See, it's about the same size as our cabbage. And this is a pretty big bowl, as you can see. It will shrink down a little bit. So now I'm just adding salt and pepper. And I use kosher salt. And I like a lot of pepper in my slaw. I mean, you could grate up any vegetable that you want. Sometimes if I have fresh tomato, I don't put it through the grater or nothing. I chop it real fine and put tomato in here. This is paprika. Y'all know I love my parsley and paprika. And then I put dill relish. And this is my own homemade dill relish. And if I had some dill pickles, I would put a little bit of the dill pickle juice in here too. But I don't have any. I'm just going to use what's left in this jar. And then mayonnaise. Everybody has their favorite brand of mayonnaise, but make sure that you use a good brand of mayonnaise. I have my favorite two. I have two that I will use. So, and I like a lot in mine. The only vinegar that I put in my slaw is that if I had dill pickle, I'd put some dill pickle juice in there. And don't get it too soupy. I like to make my slaw several hours in advance before I eat it, because the more it sits, the better it gets. And these vegetables, some water will come out of them, so it will be more soupier, liquidier, whatever you want to call it. There's just a little bit of mayonnaise left in this jar, so I'm trying to get it all out. And then just give it a good mix. But really just make it your own. Add what you like, leave out what you don't like. But this looks good to me. Like I say, the longer it sits, when I show it to you tonight, there'll be more liquid from it, where the our vegetables has given off some liquid. But this is good right here. Okay, let me try it. Needs a little bit more pepper and just a pinch more of salt. Now I'm going to put this in an airtight container in the refrigerator. You need to keep your slaw in the refrigerator until we get ready to eat, and I'll bring you back. And if you do have recipe requests for me to make, and it seems like it takes me a long time to make it, I do film a lot of my videos in advance. So, it's very seldom do I film something and upload it right away. So just leave me a comment. I have all of my requests written down, hanging on my refrigerator. And I'll get to it, I promise. And thanks, Beth, for requesting this. Alright, I wanted to show you. See, this is a big old bowl, and it was halfway full. And then it shrinks down that much. Here's my slaw, and I'm sorry for the background noise. Their football game's on, so I haven't stirred it yet. But you can see, you know, it gets more creamy and a little bit more liquid. So I'm going to take a taste test after it's set. This goes great with pork, but I also love it with some beans, especially pinto beans. Oh my goodness. And it's going to go great tomorrow with our fish. So Beth, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Thanks for watching. Bye, y'all.